Yeah. So in the last class, we had a discussion about how we will create a what we can say, how we will create a knowledge article change incident problem. And today we have a very one scenario which is will be in the real time. So we'll discuss on the same thing. In the real time, we have a already hands-on experience on change request and problem and incident, all other things. Now, what happened? So here there is a one scenario. I will tell you. Go to the problem. So if I open the problem, so if I open the any existing problem, what happened? For example, this is a one issue. So here in this problem, there are few incidents is associated with one. Right now, see, let's. I'm just going to add this. So, for example, one, two, three, four, five, six. I think it's already resolved. So we are adding around one, two. So if you remove one, total eight. So that means these seven incidents is associated with the problem. This one. So for example, if I open this problem, if you go to the related records, the problem is here. So here the scenario is if this problem is closed, the state is changed to resolved in the problem. What are the incidents associated with this problem? So whereas, so that means what are we are seeing in these related list, these all incidents are set to resolve. That means if you fix the problem, these are all incidents has to resolve it. So that means whatever the problem is resolved, what are the incidents is associated, those incidents has to set resolved. This is our task. So for this one, what is the approach we will do? See here, once the record is updated. So for our scenario, which means here on the problem, sorry, in the problem, if our incident is sorry, our problem is state changes to resolve and record is updated, at the time we need to do it. So for the scenario, what we have to write, we have to write a incident, sorry, we have to write a business rule. Business rule, as we discussed earlier, it will be executed in the story level, sorry, server side level. And so here I'm just going to right click, configure, and click on the business rules. So this is our, now I'm just going to clicking on a new incidents closer. So incidents closer, and here you have written the problem table, and after advanced, and when to run the record is after, and it was updated. That's a thing we have to write this one. And next step, whatever we have to write, the state, that's the state is changes to whatever it may be the result. So if you want, we can give state is resolved and we can make update. What happened if that problem is state is resolved, and if any record is updated, so every time it will execute. But for us, it doesn't require. So what we have to do, changes to resolve, that's fine. And this is the condition order after insert we can do it. And next one, actions. So in the action, what we have to do, I think we don't need to write any other thing, we don't need to set any other field. Now go to the advanced. So in that advanced, what was the approach we need to do here? So in the advanced, what we will do is, first we need to fetch what are the incidents which are associated with the problem. So if you want to do incidents associated with the problem, we need to fetch the table, that means which is a incident table. Right now we are writing a script in the problem table. And once we have done in the problem table, what we have to do is, the problem table, so we have to write one. So if you want to query a table which is another table which is not existing one, we need to use a method called glide record, which is a API is nothing but application interface. So I'm just making where incident equal to incid and incident equal to new glide incident, where new glide record incident. Now what happened? What are the incidents which are related to? So the incident, what are the incidents related? Oh, sorry, what are the incidents? Sorry, the complete incident table will come to the now where variable, where incident where variable. Now next step, we need to get the incident dot. The spell was wrong. These are the one, add active query. What is add active query is to, it's add a filter to the act return to activity. That means in that incident, what are the active records? It will be fetch the one. This is the one of the most common asked interview question. The interviewer may ask, whatever the, if you want to fetch active records in the from the glide record, what is the method we can use it? Then we have to answer add active query. Add active query. And next one, incident dot. Next one, add query. Add query which will filters the existing one. Add query, and what is the field? State, comma. No. First, how many incidents is associated with the one. So what we have to do here? This is the reference field, problem ID. So here what we can do is problem problem underscore ID, comma, equal to current dot sysid. So you dot sysid. So that means what are the problem ID associated with those incidents will be come here. The next step, what are the incidents dot add query, and now we can write state after that in progress. So what are the in progress state? We have to check from here. So right click on this one and configure dictionary. So here the table name is incident. So what we will call it here? in progress is 2. So here state is in progress. Now, now what happened? What are the active records and what is the where is the problem with the current ID and the state is in progress record is count and next one incident dot query. So whatever above this one that's runs a query against the table based upon the specific filters by add query and add query, which means whatever the above things whereas we did it, those are all will come here. Now add query and colon. Now, so right now what we have done it, so there incident we have defined a variable to fetch the incident. Sorry, this spelling was wrong. Incident table and incident active query. These are the one. So active query here and so what are the active incidents will come here and in that active incidents what we have faced it, the problem id is with the current sysid. Sysid, what is the advantage of the sysid? Sysid is a unique field and which is a 32 number alphanumeric combination and which is a act as a foreign key and which is a unique one. No two record sysid will not be. Hello, hi Pawan. Hey, Pawan, I'm just, yeah, thank you. Just saying the scenario. So, if the problem is closed, what are the incidents associated with that problem has to resolve it. So, here, what happened? We just define a uh, table, incident variable. In that variable, what we have done, we have fetched the incident table and we are writing this business rule on the incident, sorry, problem table. So after that, add active query will be used to fetch the active records in the system and add query here the problem id and the current sysid. So we are fetching the what are the incidents is associated with the current problem. So if in the incident table and after that incident static equal to 2, incident static equal to 2 is nothing but which is a in progress incident. So what are the incidents associated with the current problem and whereas the state is in the in progress, that's the one. So whatever we have fetched it by using the incident dot query, we will fetch that information. So this is the basic thing about the stuff thing. Now the next step what happened now, so we have fetched the data. That is a very good and a very fine. Now the next step what we have to do, we have to do. So so next step, what we have to do, we have to pass the info. So we can use a looping condition. So what is a loop? We have to use it. Do we know how many incidents will come for this script? What are the in progress? Nobody don't know. If you don't know at the time, what we have to do is we have to do for while loop. While loop is nothing but while loop is used to generate the or do for the what we can say, I forgot that name. Okay, number of iterations. That means since we don't know how many records will be there, so that we can use the one and next while loop and next incident dot incident dot next gr dot next will be used to move the next record and the clear record. So that means if you fetch a 10 records, so when you go to the while record, the first record is updated. This incident dot next function will use it to go for the next record thing. Now, so now what happened? Now we need to set incident dot state equal to, so what is that result is a 6 and also if your incident is resolved is 6. So I'm just making incident dot comments. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open an incidents. So what we are going to do is so here I'm just making this work notes. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just making incident dot comments. Called incident is since problem resolve. So the incident has been resolved, and if you want to update incident dot update, this is the thing we can do. Let's save this and we'll try to execute. Let whether it will be executed or not. Let's okay this one. What is that problem we have associated here? Right, we know, right? So now what I'm going to do is problem. So here what happened, we are changing the state to in progress. Sorry, it's changing the state to resolve, and let's see what it happens. If I'm going to resolve, so oh my god, what happened here? The data policy exception. Where the data policy will execute, this data policy will be executed in the table level, which is a server side. Since from the data policy, what happened? If the incident state is go to the resolve state, what happened? We have to so it was not executed the same thing. So you can, but the state is changed to here. But again, I'm just changing here. So now what happened, we have to write a script stating that what we can say, we have to write a script, and here in the script what happened, so we have to configure the pro incident closer and other stuff. See, so I'm just writing this one. So I'm just making closer code as a so incident dot closer code. So here we create, that means if something is going on, but if the data policy is z, those will not be updated. Incident dot close code equal to, so whatever we want to display here, we can display the here, what we can say, I'm just making solid some remotely, or I'm just making this one as a solid workaround. Oh my god, that's okay, be the same thing. So closer code we have added. Next one, incident dot So here the next thing was incident dot uh, resolution notes. Notes equal to, so incident has been resolved, has been resolved, is the problem closed. This is our now. So what are the scenario we have written? We have just added a close code and the close nodes, and let's see how it will executes now. So what we have done is we have done, so now what we have done here is here what we have done is just added the incident close nodes and the close code. Why? Because since those fields are mandatory when the incident state is resolved on the server side level, so since it is executed in the server side level, we can go for the other thing. Now here this is fine. Now we will try to execute the same thing. If I am trying to resolve the same thing, earlier there is some data policy exception is there. Now see what are the incidents is automatically closed here. So if I open this one, see incident has been resolved for the all the stuff. See here whatever we have read is the problem resolved, so the incident has been resolved. See here the current dot number, that means whatever we have mentioned there, the problem number is also we as company here, so that everyone can understand. So that means the incident is closed it, then the automatically this problem also will close it, so that everyone will do the this scenario. I hope you guys clear or any confusion. Hello. Because this is the real time scenario, so whereas you can found it in the what we can say, whereas you can found it in the any other thing. So this type of scenarios what you will do, we have to practice all other stuff. So that means here what we will do is, if the incident is closed it, the same thing will has to close it. So now, yeah, go ahead. Any questions on this? So, like this scenario, we can make a C, and also we have to display in the comment. So, what we have to display the problem number also we have displayed. But if you give any extra additional space here, since it is a one, it will come here. So after this one, if you like this one, if you add a spaces, it will come. But we don't need to worry since one. So whatever we have done it, we have updated the same thing here. Now the next scenario, so this is also the fine, and we can apply the same thing on the RITM. So if I open this requested item, I open, okay, that's okay. If I open these requested items, so what we will do is, I'm just going to change this to default view. So here, I'm sorry, I forgot one more scenario. Here, you don't want to update the auto fields, auto system fields, which is like what we can say, created by and resolve sorry created by updated by updated. So these fields, if you don't want, these are all we call as autosys fields. So if you don't want to finish, instead that autosys fields false. But since we are not updating from the background, so we can restrict all the same. Now in the RITM, what happens if that RITM state is closed it? So right now there is no catalog task associated with them. So I'm just opening this one. Catalog task list. So right now there are one, two, three, four. Okay, closed and complete also. Saved it and so here what happened? Similarly, we can use the same scenario. Generally, for the request and request item, we are this closing this from the one. Okay, so right now it was the same thing. Oh my god. Okay, these are all different thing. Okay, so I'm opening this task headphones task. So on this there is no RATM, or am I opening this RATM? So in this RATM we have only one task is done. So here what we have to doing, I'm just creating one more task for the test task. So here now what happened if the RATM has state is changed to the two states. So for example in the RATM what happened in the RATM there is a two task is generated. So if the RATM is generated for the RATM, there are two task catalog tasks are generated. So if the RATM is closed it, what are the associated with task will be has to close it. So that is the another scenario. So here also we can apply the same logic whatever we did it. So this is the task for you for today's one. You guys has to, if the RATM is closed it, what are the what are the catalog task associated with that one, we have to do for the same thing. That is a one step. And next one, what I am saying is, so if the change is closed it, what are the incidents as associated has to close it, and what are the problems is associated with that change has to close it. These three scenarios you have to work on the task. This is the task for today. I hope we clear about the task. Pawan, you right? Very good. Very good. Now this